Welcome back to Faraz Garage again. So today we're going to be working on just tidying up the cooling system, getting rid of some of the factory stuff since I don't have a heater core and that stuff. So try and just get rid of where I got the heater lines just looped and everything. So we'll take a look at that real quick. So as you know, the inner fender well here is gutted, so where the coolant reservoir normally mounts, I can't mount it there. So for the time being, I just roughly put it there with some zip ties to hold a little overflow tank, and I used the old ECU mount bolted to the firewall to hold this up. So that's how it's held up at the moment. So we're going to make some adjustments to this and mount it differently. As you see, get rid of all these hoses and everything here and just make it look a lot nicer and cleaner. So the parts we're going to use for this, obviously, we got our coolant expansion tank, we got our bypass hose for the heater core lines, and we have just a couple fittings. These two came with the tank, and this is just a 1/2" barb that I got extra just in case I needed it. And so we're going to go ahead and get to it. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the truck outside, just because I'm going to be pulling the cooling lines loose. So that way it's nothing but straight water in there, so you tree hugger guys don't freak out in the comments about, oh, you're dumping coolant on the ground. It's just straight water, so we'll just pull it outside and pull the lines loose and we'll just let it go on the ground. Alright, so I got everything on up out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and back it back into the shop now. And we start figuring out how we want to run it. Alright, so I think this is what I'm coming up with for the mount. So basically we're just using the factory mount hole for the radiator there. Just remove the washer so that way it can go on the tank. And then I hadn't put any other mount bolts yet, but I think what we're going to do is I'm going to mark with a marker that bolt hole there. We'll get our rivet nut tool, drill the hole and put a rivet nut there. We can put another bolt and then have it mounted there. So this does have to sit up higher than the radiator, obviously. Now what I am probably going to have to do is get another small, just like overflow tank or something to put right here and to mount. So I may have to do that because I don't think there is going to be enough room for expansion. So to probably try to flow out the top. But yeah, so for time being, I can just do the little bottle trick again if I need to and put the overflow on the side so it doesn't keep pushing all the coolant out. But yeah, let me go ahead. I'll mark that hole. We'll break out the drill and go ahead and get that rivet nut mounted. All right, so just like that, she's mounted. She ain't going nowhere. So now we gotta run the hoses. So I gotta go grab the old hoses off the old coolant reservoir so that I can tie them in. All right, so we got it all together. You see, I already got some fluid in there. So this is just my little overflow tube that's going to drain off. I just got it tucked under here for now. Probably going to add an overflow tank that's going to sit right here. This bottom one is going to go where the steam line used to go back to the cooling system. And then the one in the back here, this is the steam line coming out the engine. I wanted it to come up in here so it can push out there. Any steam or anything that gets trapped in the engine can get to the top of the tank, so that way it can go out the overflow to get any air out the system. Then this one here is for air to come out of the radiator. So it's coming off the top and it's just looping going into the top of this. It's also for coolant to come out if the fluid level gets too high to push into here. So that's the 3 lines I got hooked up. I've already ran her a little bit. She seems to be doing fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and fire her up, let her get up to operating temperature, and I'm gonna show you guys on the data logger how she does. So she's fired up. Go ahead and connect to her. Now just to say, this is not a pressurized system at the moment. When I add the overflow, I might get the overflow tank with a cap on it, pressure cap. That way the whole system will be pressurized. But for now she's not, so we're only at like 160 right now firing up. Like I said, I had her running earlier. You see the fluid levels sitting at a little over half the tank. That's where she condensed back down to after I shut her off. So we're going to sit here and we're going to let her run a little bit, get up to temp. And when she gets warmed all the way up, I'll be back to you. Okay, so we'll see here it's at 181, and you'll see there's a little bit of air gap there. And then we're down to 180, so my fan should be cutting off here soon. There they go, they just cut off when it got to 178. So now the temperature keeps climbing back up. You see we got about an inch drop just from it cooling off. Now we'll wait for it to warm back up. Should warm up pretty quick. So 180. See the fluid level rising back up as it warms back up. We're at 181, 183. Alright, so the tube's full. We're at 185. The fans kick on at 185. And it should start cooling back down. So 187. Let the fans catch up and cool it back down. And you'll see those sight glass start dropping again. Alright, see the sight glass going down? Slowly dropping. Okay guys, so hopefully that kind of shows you how an expansion tank works. Like I said, it's working pretty good. The only thing is I might add an overflow just in case I overfill it one time and it pushes out from expanding. It don't go on the track. But yeah, everything's working good. It gets up. So I have my fan set At 185, they cut on at low speed. So that slows it down. That's why when you see it hit 185 and then that 187 mark, that takes it a little bit longer to get up to that 190 mark. At 190, they jump on high, and then it brings it all the way back down to like 178. And that's when you see it cooling back down and the level going back down in the tank. So guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video of installing that. Between the last video where I got rid of the mass airflow and all that, and then now I got rid of that coolant reservoir and everything, this passenger side is wide open, and I'm sure it got rid of a little bit of weight too, so that's a big benefit, and it just looks nicer. And also just makes it a little easier monitoring my coolant level in this thing, having that there, so that's nice too. Like I said, now I gotta figure out, go get some 4-inch intake piping and run it out and down there so that I can get all of that done, and I can put a filter back on it. But guys, again, thanks for watching. Parts and everything will be down in the description as always. Don't forget, hit that like, subscribe button, and I will see y'all in the next video. Alright guys, so we got the Frost Garage gear in. So I am wearing the sweatshirt now with the Rat Rod logo. We got the Silverado logo on sweatshirts. We got the laptop backpack for carrying your laptop to the track or whatever else you need to carry your laptop for. We got t-shirts. We also got thermoses, coffee mugs, and a bunch of other products. So if you want to go down below, check out the different apparel and accessories we have and get you something nice. Don't forget at checkout too to hit the redeem coupon. There's always different coupon codes running, anything from free shipping all the way up to 25% off depending on the time of the year or the holiday. All right guys, thank you.